Hello there, my fellow YouTubers. It's Cassandra72, and I am wanting to welcome everyone to the video. If there aren't any new subscribers, I want to go ahead and welcome you to my channel. And today we're talking about my week 22 update for Mounjaro and this GLP-1 journey that I am on. All right, you guys. So this video should be pretty short because I don't really have a lot that I want to say. There's really not a lot to say. And so we're just getting ready to get into it. Hopefully, I can get this done in under 20 minutes. We're going to see. Because Sister Ty, I had absolutely no sleep last night. Had nothing to do with the GLP-1s. It's just that I was up at weird times the other night deciding that all of a sudden I needed to put my hands on my annotation tabs for books that I haven't, physical books that I haven't even started to read yet. And I just had to find them. So I was like, where are they? Like, I knew were somewhere, but I'm like, I had way more than this. Where the other ones? And I just had to find them. And in the end of the day, of course, they were exactly where I left them. But they were literally a foot in front of my face. And it wasn't the first spot that I decided I needed to look. But admittedly, there are other things that I'm looking for as well that I need to put my hands on. But anyway, that's not why we're here. We're here about the GLP-1s. Okay, so week 22 update. First of all, let me just recap last week. Today is Tuesday, October the 22nd, 2024. When I came to you last week on the 15th, I was currently at 320.8. At that time, I was up 1.2 pounds. I ended the previous week with 319.6. So I was up to 320.8, up 1.2 pounds. I actually ended the week on 10/17 at 320.6. So lost the 0.2 of a pound. So I was actually up a pound, which was fine because the previous week I actually had lost 6.6. So that was amazing. I'm still on a 7.5 milligram dose. I took this past shot on October the 17th. I took that shot on October the 17th. And it was in my right thigh. Okay. And right now, today, I am at 319.4. So, finally, probably really in the 319 range. But it seems like I'm hard. Look, it's like I'm hard pressed to get below this. Again, I think it's one of those set points that I was at. I think I did mention to you all in the previous video that I am participating in this program called Project Power as it relates to trying to control your diabetes or to prevent it if you have pre-diabetes. And I was sent a scale with them. It's a Withings scale. And the Withings I actually have in my room because it came with carpeted feet. And then the Renfo scale is what I have in my bathroom. And unfortunately, I really can't have the Withings scale just in a stationary place all the time. I really don't have a place for that, or haven't figured out one yet anyway. So you'd be stationary all the time, because I do feel like when you move these scales from place to place to place, that you get the calibration can be off. The Renfo one, whether or not it's truly calibrating or if it's just wishful thinking on my part, you can at least step on it and you will see CAL, which stands for calibration, and then it'll go to 0, and that's supposed to calibrate it. Because I do have that like up against the wall, and I pull it out a little bit to stand on it, but I always make sure it goes to the CAL before I get on it. But with this Withings scale, today which I say officially, as far as Weight Watchers, GOP, all of that goes, I am going with Renpho. But the weight that that scale was giving me was about 318. When I first got on, it said 317.3. Let me tell you something about me. I'm gonna get on this scale every day, just about, because I'm not that type of person that the scale is gonna negatively impact me if I see it going up or what have you. That's fine. Or if it only goes down a little bit, that's fine too. What bothers me probably is not getting on it. And then when it's not on my mind, then the weight can start to creep back up. That's the thing for me. So I'm not a person that it negatively impacts. So yeah, I got to get on it. But, and I do know that it can fluctuate even within seconds. So the way that I do things is I have to get on it at least twice. If I weigh the same thing twice, I'm like, that's the weight. If it fluctuates somewhere in there, whenever I get a second weight that's exactly the same as a previous one, that's the weight. But with this withing scale today, none of it matched. The highest was 318, the lowest was 317.3. But then I was also, oh, okay, we'll go with that. I did get 317.3 twice. I didn't realize it. But I also got 317.1, 317.9, and 317.7. The very first one I got was 317.3. And I did get that again about an hour later. But anyway, because that one I don't necessarily get on multiple times. Because like I said, I'm relying on the Renpho for the updates. So, but the Renpho was trying to be all over the place. It was trying to be like 321, 3. But anyway, 319.4 is where we settled at, which makes a little bit more sense if it's 2 pounds off, which is not supposed to be 2 pounds off. They're generally within a pound, a half a pound to a pound of each other. But again, I could probably be more accurate if I can find a spot that I can put this scale that's on the carpet in a spot that really doesn't need to be moved. So I have to figure out some logistics on that. So that's where I am. So right now that means I'm down 1.2 pounds from last week at 319.4. I am not sure if I'm actually going to attend the homecoming game because I still haven't even attempted to buy tickets yet. But I do have a day off, and my daughter's actually taking off as well. So we're going to do something, even if I don't go to this game. But I think I have decided that because of the fact that I'm trying to, I think I am officially going to say that I have now reached my pre-pregnancy weight, which was 320. I think it's kind of safe to say that I'm there. I would like for the next milestone, because I look at it in 5-pound increments, because that's just what works for me. So 315 is the next one. As I get a little bit closer to the 315, I'll be more so inclined to kind of broadcast it, because I haven't really announced in any of the groups or whatever that I am, you know, or to you guys or to whomever I might have said it to, that, hey, I'm officially below my pre-pregnancy weight. Yeah. Not so sure yet, or I wasn't, but I think I'm going to go ahead and claim it. So, yeah. So, but I have decided that even if I do attend homecoming, I'm probably only going to really do the game. And what do I really need to eat at a game? I mean, there may be some tailgates or something, but I doubt that I go there early to participate in any of that. So, and this video is going to go over 20 minutes because I'm already at 11. So we're going to try to keep it under 30. Just adjusted that goal on the fly. But anyway, so I have decided that I'm going to go ahead and take that 7.5 on Thursday. Because of that, because I do not need to try to allow myself to try to binge or try to eat more than I should. I do want to, like I said, get that 5 milligram in that I need to. And I use that term loosely, but being that I took a 7.5 inadvertently when I was still on the 5, I'm trying to get that swap in somewhere. And I could say that I technically had taken that because when it didn't look like the scale was moving, at one point I did take 2 shots in a week, and I took a 5. But I still included it in whatever month that was. And so, because I don't want to, like, in my mind, I'm saying that I've lost this amount of pounds per this box, so on and so forth. It would just mess things up for me. Like I said, I'm a numbers person, and I just need for everything to line up. So I can't figure out yet right now how to make that make sense in my mind. So I do still have 2 more boxes of 7.5 at home in the fridge, as well as a box of 5. And that is just due to the issue at CVS that time where they supposedly didn't have my 5. They didn't know when it was going to be in stock. And when I transferred my prescription to Amazon, and like I said, I literally generally don't have any problems with CVS, but I literally think they really were trying to be funny when I said, no, you can go ahead and order it now because it's going to take 2 days to get in. And by the time it gets in, my insurance is going to cover it on XYZ date. And so they went ahead and they put it in, and then automatically it was, oh, it's out of stock. It's back ordered, and we don't know when it's going to be, And then as soon as that day hit, that they originally said, you order it? Okay, whatever. So at that point, I had already switched to Amazon, and they sent it to me. But, the prescriber did not cancel it at CVS. So whenever I then moved up to the 7.5, they still had that 5 sitting over there, and so I filled the 5 as well. So that's where I am with that. And yeah, I'm not really sure why I have two full boxes of 7.5, but that's neither here nor there. That's not here nor there. I'm going to go ahead and take at least one of those. And the reason I say at least one is because I went ahead and I did do a refill. And that's why. That's partly why. I shouldn't have put in the refill just yet because I should be have taken at least 3 of these pens of this 7.5 before I did another refill request. But I wanted to see what the doctor at the Weight Watcher Clinic will say when I put in the refill and say, I want to have you determine what you want me to do. And the last time that when I did put that in, what she said, excuse me, was that she wanted to go ahead and move me up to the 10. So this is where I'm going to have my dilemma in. Do I really finish out this 7.5 regimen like I'm supposed to, which is what she told me to do, or am I going to go ahead and move up to the 10? So she said, yeah, she had reviewed my progress and recommended that we increase the Mounjaro dosage. And she sent the 10 milligram to the pharmacy on file. And I think I did order that from Amazon Pharmacy back on the 17th, and they went ahead and reviewed it, and it was supposed to be coming the next day, they said, which was Friday. But then somehow that was delayed. This must be something with the Amazon Pharmacy and how they work. I don't know. It's not like I'm anxious for it because I'm going to always try to make sure that I got at least a couple pens. Hope more like a box, but at least half a box full before, while I'm waiting on, the next prescription, because then I'm not sure what's going on. I thought I got a message that said that they were processing it. It was filled or whatever and shipped, but then I kept checking and it was never shipped. And so then After it didn't come on Friday, I was like, I don't really anticipate it's going to be Saturday. And sure enough, it was not. And I got then a message, I think, saying on Saturday that it was filled and it was going to be delivered on today. But as of this morning, it was saying that it was delayed yet again. So I'm not going to actually get that until tomorrow. And it initially said 11 p.m., but now it's saying it's going to arrive at 3 a.m. So is this going to be another night of no sleep? Because I'm like, I don't want to leave my medicine sitting out there all night. I'm not concerned about it being getting too warm, but will it get too cold? I don't think it's going to get below freezing though. But 3 a.m. I don't think UPS is delivering at 3 a.m. I don't. Oh wow, that's crazy. So in Amazon is saying that it was delayed. Well, it arrived yesterday in Plainfield, Indiana, and then a delay occurred today at 6:19 in Raleigh. I'm in Durham. And then at 8:30 a.m., it was delayed in Morrisville, which is crazy because I think Morrisville is a little further than Raleigh. So I'm not sure why I went to Raleigh and then went to Morrisville. But anyway, but they deliver via UPS, and UPS was the one that was saying by 11 tomorrow. So yeah, and it's still saying that. I don't think I drilled down on what they were saying. Yeah, or I did. Yeah, it said at 6:19 this morning, and I guess is that when it was in Raleigh? A late flight caused the delay, so it's going to be delayed by one business day. Now that was this morning, because actually it didn't even get until to Louisville, Kentucky until 12:25 a.m. I mean, if it was a couple hours earlier, they probably could have got it on a vehicle and out for delivery today. So a late flight caused the delay. This morning at 6:20, and then at 8:30, I guess that's when it went to Morrisville. A late UPS trailer arrival has delayed the delivery, and they're adjusting plans to deliver my package as quickly as possible. Delivery will be delayed by one business day. And now it's on the way. It's departed Morrisville. So anyway, I doubt it's going to be here at like 3 o'clock in the morning because I have never seen them say they're going to deliver a package at 3 in the morning. So yeah, no, not believing that one. But seriously have gone off on a tangent. Point is, I will have that 10 in my hands this week, and I will have it before shot day. Which in any event, I wouldn't take the 10 this week because either way, it's like I do need to finish up a 7.5 box. And so, yeah, so I need to finish up that box. And so I've actually only taken 3 shots out of this 7.5 box. And I should be replacing it with that 5. But I think I'm going to go ahead and take the 7.5. Again, because I'm trying to get further below that 319, and I want to do that before the end of this month. I'm on track to, if things continue to go like they're going, I could really be below 300 or close to it by the end of December, and I'm really trying to get there. I really would like to go into 2025 into the real. So, yeah. So I say all that to say when I'm on that whole rambling tangent to say that I'm actually going to take that 7.5 on Thursday. Now, what's been going on as it relates to the medication? Suppression has been really good. If anything, it's been too good. I will say that I probably have suffered from some slight constipation. And then also, I've had some bouts of diarrhea, which I think is still related to my inconsistency with the metformin, because since I have gotten on the 2,000 milligrams of metformin, I've not really been taking that like I should. I'm trying to take 1,000 in the morning and 1,000 at night, and sometimes I just forget. and I don't want to take it. I really don't want to take it all at once. And like I forgot to take the second dosage yesterday. And what I would have normally tried to do, which is probably not advisable, is to try to sneak in a third pill somewhere in a later, dosage. Meaning I'm taking 1,500 at one time. And I definitely wouldn't do it all like the same, the next day. Like, since I missed yesterday, I wouldn't take both of those pills today because that would end up putting me at 3,000 for the day. I wouldn't do that, but I would end up taking 2,500 one day. But I think I'm just going to, I'm not going to do that. I don't think that's good for my system. And I think that's probably what is causing the little bout of diarrhea that I do end up having. But it hasn't been bad. I just had the one incident where I again was going to pick my daughter up from work, and I was like, okay, I think I need to go ahead and use this bathroom before we attempt to go home. And I did go ahead and do that, and then she wanted to stop by McDonald's and get her some breakfast. And when she stopped there, I was like, okay, you know what? I think I'm gonna need to go ahead and use this bathroom. And then that was it. But other than that, I mean, that particular instance, I would say, like I said, a little bit of constipation, which is probably why I'm still hovering right at that 319 point whatever mark. And and it's been going down very, very, very incrementally. If I look at my Rempo app, extremely incrementally. I started out like the 20th, 319.8, the 21st, 319.6. Today, 319.4. I mean, from Friday, I was at 321.6, but still, I mean, I need to get away from the 319 point something. Let's get to the 318. Let's get to 318 and below. Okay, so, and that's probably what's happening. I am holding on to that. But I don't know, and it's my fault. I'm taking a shot consistently, but I'm not being as consistent with this metformin, which at some point maybe it'll take me off of that. But I really just wanted to be on that because it was included in the Weight Watcher Clinic membership, and I figured if I was one of the people who say didn't really respond to the GLP-1, at least I had, a metformin in my system, which isn't necessarily so much for weight loss, but some people do lose a little bit on it. And so that's why I'm on both. The clinician thought it would be a good thing as well. So that's where we are with that. But I do have to take some responsibility in that I still need to prioritize protein, and I still need to get in some activity. So I just got to pull out that walking pad. I got on the vibration plate one time the previous update, and I haven't been on it anymore. I need to pull out that exercise bike. I think I'm still too heavy for the exercise bike, but I can definitely ride it comfortably without it causing blisters on my thighs. That was the issue before when I was about 330, but now I'm at 319. It should not be any issue. The last time I was on it, I can't remember when, but we got that information. We do have that information. I can tell you exactly when the last time I was on that bike. September. And it was September the what? September the 18th. And September the 18th, I weighed 328.2. I'm down another 9 pounds. So I know full well if I rode it then with no discomfort, I can definitely ride it now with no discomfort. So it's just a matter of getting up and just doing it. Like, what you waiting on? And then as far as the walking pad went, when I bought the walking pad, yeah, I had the excuse of it saying, oh, well, I was a little bit over 340 when I bought it. The description on Amazon said 340, I believe. There was some discrepancy there. I can't remember. I don't know if, I think the description said 340, but then when you went to drill down on no, the description said 320. And I think somebody was saying that they weighed more than that, and it was fine. No, the about this item is saying 320 now too. So I think what was happening is that the description at the time that I bought it said 340, but then when you went and drilled down, it said the maximum weight. When you looked at the technical specs of it, said 320. So it was negligible for me. I felt like in somebody's review, they said what they weighed and they said it was fine. And I've been on it at 340 and been fine. But I just, in my mind, I guess I thought, hey, let's get closer to what it actually says in the specs. Now I'm technically under that. I have no reason not to get on this walking pad. I bought it. I got to put it to use. And I got to get back in the gym. All right, what we waiting on? Weather getting a little cooler? Yeah, true. Am I not going to necessarily want to go out there? Yeah, true. But really, what am I doing? What am I doing? I work from home every day other than Tuesday. What am I waiting on, right? So it's not like I have to, yes, I work, but I'm not like having to drive multiple places. Well, that's not true because of the fact that I do drive my daughter back and forth to work. She needs to go ahead and actually get this license. Right now, she just has the permit. She's a bit slow like her mother. I didn't get my license until I was 22, but we're not claiming that for her. She's going to get it before then. But and she's doing a little bit better than me because she will drive a couple places, just not too far, down the street to the store and things of that nature, to Starbucks and whatnot. Things that she wants to do, but within like a couple of miles. She's doing a lot better than I am, like I said at that time, because even though I probably had a permit, I was not like saying, hey, Mom, can we go such and such place and can you let me drive? She's taking a little bit more initiative than her mama on that one. So she's going to get her license, and then I'm going to be able to say, hey, take yourself to work. Because taking her isn't a problem, but having to then get up at like, she gets up at like 6:30 and 6 o'clock in the morning, and sometimes that's just a struggle for her old mama, child. So, but anyway, but other than that, I'm really not having to sit there and drive somewhere and then sit in an office for 8 hours and then drive home and then figuring out, okay, then what we gonna do for dinner, and then, okay, now I got to go and figure out, you know, where I have the space to go to the gym. I don't have that problem. I literally sitting at home all day working, and I could literally just sprint to the gym and get a 30-minute workout in or so, and then be back home, or even go to the little rinky-dink fitness facility at our apartment complex. But I got to do something, you know, to go ahead and knock this weight down and help this medication along, okay? That's my update, really. But the medicine is definitely still doing what it do. And it's just about changing habits and things like that, you understand? Because my daughter and I, we went to the movies. We actually saw 2 movies this past week. She wanted to see A Nightmare Before Christmas, as if we haven't watched that several times. But she said, hey, it's on the big screen at where our movie theater. So she had, of course, never seen it on the big screen. And so we did that. And then we also saw Smile too. And now I ordered this place has a dine-in. They have dine-in. They'll bring this stuff to your tables. But this time I said, you know what? Everything I've tried to order, it's just like it's too much. I can't finish it. Okay, and then it's like, okay, I tried to take it home, and then ultimately just throw it away, or it just wasn't good. Like some. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna go with tried and true. I'm just doing popcorn and candy. Neither of which I really need for this medication, nor my type 2 diabetic diagnosis. But knowing how I do, my candy of choice at the movies is Milk Duds. And I'm basically only going to eat the popcorn to the extent that the Milk Duds are gone. And then that's it. And so I got the regular size popcorn, which was the bag was about, you know, this big, this wide. And they did fill it to the top. And then I got a little icy drink or whatever. And so, first movie, I ate about maybe this much of the popcorn. And, you know, I had ate, I don't know, maybe a third of the box of candy or whatever. Ultimately went to the second movie and ate maybe a couple more pieces of popcorn, couple more pieces of the candy, brought it all home. That was on a Thursday. Didn't touch it on Friday. Saturday, gave the popcorn to my niece. I told her to divvy it up between her and her brothers, and I ate the rest of the candy. But the medication does what it's supposed to do, because it's taking me 2 days. Well, I didn't even think about it on Friday, but basically it's taking me 3 days to eat some candy. And you know, the movies, it's like it costs enough, but it's literally the same size that you're getting from the Dollar Tree. So we're not talking about no king size candy. It's just a regular box of Milk Duds, and it took me 3 days to do that. Or my daughter brings me home stuff from the job sometimes, and it's like it's taking me 2 days to eat a honey bun, you know. Or I see stuff sitting there, and it's like ultimately I throw it away because okay, now it's been sitting out for, you know, whatever. It does what it's supposed to do, because I have a sweet tooth. That's my thing. Either eating too late at night or having that sweet tooth, and or even a soda. I can't say that I drank no soda since I've been on this medication, but they've been rare. And then when I do, and I'm talking about a 20-ounce soda, and I'll sit there, and it's like, I'll drink part of it, but then the rest of it sits there for like 2-3 days. It's like, you know, or even I should have done my protein coffee this morning, but my daughter said she was going to go to Starbucks when she got home, and did I want to order anything, so I got $4 on my app, so I ordered an iced doppio espresso, you know, gussied that up and was able to get this drink for $4. And I still got all of that left, and I'm getting ready to throw it away. So, whereas that would have normally been gone within 30 minutes normally, but we put it in the freezer until I got ready to go to work, and then I brought it here and didn't even have my first sip of it until I was sitting here in the office, and clearly didn't finish it. So the medicine does exactly what it's supposed to do. So I just gotta do my part. So I think I'm doing good in the fact that I do not force myself to try to eat more than I should, to go above what my satiety is saying. But yeah, but I still have to do even better on that front, because what I find myself doing is, since I don't have the food noise, I literally will go still like I used to pretty much all day without eating anything. I didn't do that this morning. I did have not the best thing this morning either. Let me tell you, I'm supposed to, like, I still have my yogurt to eat and granola, but I just hadn't got up and gotten a spoon. I had country ham biscuit from Hardee's. And I still have about a fourth of that left, and I'm really not going to finish that. But that was an attempt at getting in a little bit of protein as well. And where was I going with that? The point being that, you know, I could literally sit there and go all day without eating. And then it's like, because I don't have food noise. Before it was the kind of laziness, not moving around, no motivation. But since I've lost 40 pounds now, that's not the case. I don't get up feeling like sluggish and stuff like that, because that's not where I'm at. That's no longer my story. I will still have some joint pains here or there because I'm still a 52-year-old, 319-pound woman, but it's not where I was when I was a 361 or 380-pound 50-year-old woman. Aches and pains are nowhere near what they were. I'm 42.2 pounds down, so clearly, like I say, doing something right, but it could be better. It could be better. All in all, like I said, not bad. I'm not doing too bad. Not doing too bad. I really lost my train of thought. And we're at 40 minutes again. I'm going to edit this down a little bit, but still right there at 40. I just get up here and I just get to talking. But when I start doing more of these videos where stuff just comes to mind, and no matter where I am, I just go ahead and I pop out a camera and record. I won't have the issue of probably talking as long as I have been talking on Tuesdays. I guess that's it. You guys, if you have any questions or comments, don't hesitate to leave them below. I'll get back to you as soon as I can. And as always, until the next video, peace and blessings.